So today I wanted to talk about the new Cody Jinks album, After the Fire. He's coming out with a new album called The Wanting this Friday, so I'm really excited for that. But before then, I wanted to just get my thoughts out there about this album. The funny thing is, before this album came out, I knew I liked Cody Jinks, but I didn't really actively identify as a hardcore fan. But then I was looking through all of his past music and I realized that he just has so many really good songs that I absolutely love. So many songs that I've listened to a million times and could not imagine my life without. Literally trying to name my top 10 Cody Jinks songs is a really difficult task because there's so many good ones, but 10 that really stood out to me are Hippies and Cowboys, Somewhere in the Middle, Love Letters and Cigarettes, What Else Is New, Mama's Song, Cast No Stones, Loud and Heavy, No Guarantees, She's All Mine, and Must Be the Whiskey. Since this album came out on Friday, just over the past few days, I've just been on a Cody Jinks binge listening to all of his old music, and all of it is so great. And because of that, I feel like this album is all right. It didn't exceed my expectations, and I think that's only because he just has so many great songs already. So it's really hard to beat that. That being said, I do really like a lot of things about this album. I would say the songs are more slow and mellow and really introspective. I would say some of the themes are vulnerable confession, deep personal introspection, and radical transformation through love. Kind of sounds like going to church. I would say there's not that many super fun, upbeat party songs on here. I'm not really coming back to these songs. I don't know, they're good, but they're not super catchy and life-changing the way some of his older songs are.
I lost my way.
So the first song on the album is called After the Fire, and this is also the title of the album and probably my favorite song that I am coming back to and wanting to listen to over and over again just because it's so catchy and also so beautiful in its lyrics. Like a good exfoliating facial scrub, this song is so deep and cleansing, but instead of skin, it is my soul that is being exfoliated. Having grown up on Christian worship music, I feel like this song works super well as a religious song, but also works super well as a love song, and it conveys love in just the most pure and wholesome definition of that word. I love all of the nature imagery, and it just makes it feel so spiritual. The clean breath of air after a fire, or a cool drink of water for the soul. You have the cloudy skies and the sunshine lighting the darkness and the rain washing away pain. I think it's just so powerful, beautiful, and spiritual. So if you liked the fire imagery and After the Fire but were left wanting more, well, I have some good news for you because there is more fire. What stands out to me about this song is the fiddle instrumental in the middle. I feel like it's just so awesome and powerful and passionate. I can just imagine flames rising into the sky. The meaning of this song wasn't super clear to me from the beginning, but as I spent more time listening to it and the lyrics, I think it's about... So here's what I think it's about. If you're living life thinking that a train is coming for you, if you think that the light at the end of the tunnel is a train, then you're living in this constant state of stress and anxiety. So I think the song is saying, maybe you should just let go and let life happen and stop feeling like you have to be in control all the time, and maybe it won't be so bad. And maybe the light at the end of the tunnel is actually something really beautiful.
Let's do yesterday again.
You ever wanted a Control-Z undo button for life so you could go back in time and redo things differently? Well, me too. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist, but this song is all about that feeling of wanting to do yesterday all over again, and maybe in the morning we would still be together. It's full of melancholy and loneliness and longing, and I feel like that is really emphasized by the pedal steel, which sounds like it's crying.
Tell them what it's like back. Because they
You know how people always say actions speak louder than words? Well, I think the new phrase should be actions speak louder than some drunk girl in the crowd. This is a really unique personal song where Cody is saying to his wife Rebecca, tell the people what it's like to love me. Tell them what it's like to be married to a musician who's always gone. And the truth is that it's not easy. You end up feeling lonely or misunderstood, but you can tell that he's just so appreciative of her love. And at the very end, he says, you can be proud to love a man like me. So despite all of the struggles, like their love just remains stronger than ever. Do you ever feel yourself stuck between wanting to drink and wanting to be a virtuous family man? I think this song is really cool. It's probably my second favorite song on the album after the Fire. It sounds weird. After the Fire. And this song explores that duality within us where we know the right way that we're supposed to live our lives, but then we do the exact opposite. Cody in this song confesses all of the mistakes he's made in the past. He says, I lived with selfish disregard for how it hurt my family. But at the same time, he kind of is just very vulnerable about his struggle and his desire to be better. And you get the sense that he's just so appreciative of her love. I love the line, bless that girl that looks out for me and gives me the strength to make sure she never again has to say, how can you think like you think and drink like you drink? So what I love is by the end of the song, he's undergone this transformation where he's realized the impact of his actions on his family and is summoning the will to change and be a better person. So when you hear such a beautiful acoustic song like this, it's really hard to imagine that Cody Jinks was once in a heavy metal band, but I think that's really cool. This song tells a story of love between Cody's grandparents named Wanda and William, but the story kind of unfolds through this imaginary dialogue between them as they are reunited in heaven for the first time. So it starts out from Wanda's perspective, and you realize that she's been in heaven waiting for him to join her, and she says, come on in, we have so much catching up to do, come meet our little boy. So she's speaking in the first two verses and choruses, and then finally you get William's response at the very end where he's like, I'm here. What I learned through this song is that when death happens, sadness only affects those who are left behind on earth. In Wanda's chorus, she says, I haven't been sad, I haven't been crying. Whereas in William's chorus, he says, I have been sad, I've done a lot of crying. But in both cases, they have this acceptance of like, that's just the way life is, because they know that they will be reunited at last in heaven.
I've got one good decision.
So this is like the one fun party song on here, I guess. But at the same time, it has such a wholesome message about being faithful to your wife. He's basically saying, no, I will not and shall not give in to temptation. I've got a good woman at home, so I'll be leaving here alone. It's very simple, but I feel like more people need to hear this song and the world would be a better place. So I feel like this is kind of the perfect lullaby song. Like, I wouldn't mind falling asleep to this at night. because it literally says, "Close your eyes, we'll fall in deep. Tonight I'll meet you in our dream." It's such a sweet, innocent, acoustic, folksy song. Kind of surprising for Cody Jinks because I feel like his songs usually have like a dark rock edge to them.
I used to dream of fame and fortune.
This is another song about transformation, and Cody didn't write this himself, but I feel like it goes really well with his life story. The narrator of the song says, "I used to chase fame and riches. I've been a sinner, I've made mistakes, I've been tempted by neon lights and crowded dance halls. But then I realized that all honky-tonks are just bars, and I got older and wiser and realized that all I need and the only thing that matters is love." You know, that ending line, "I'd rather be no one if I ain't someone to you," is really beautiful because it's saying, I would choose your love over fame and success any day. Finally, we end with a super fun instrumental jam session thing for Cody's band, the Tonedeaf Hippies. And you know, it's fun. It kind of reminds me of like elevator music, but like cool, fun elevator music where you're having a dance party in the elevator. So like I said, I feel like this album was really good, but it wasn't like mind-blowingly amazing, only because Cody Jinks has so many other great albums out there with so many great songs. I'm excited for round 2 for his album on Friday, and I'm curious if I'm gonna like it better than this one. We'll see. Maybe I'll talk about that one too. In the meantime, let me know what you guys thought of this album, and I'll see you soon.